Hello everyone, welcome to Preston Educational Academy. Here we are again with a video on organizational behavior. In this video, we are going to learn about approaches to organizational behavior. In the last video, we learned about what is organization behavior, what was its definition, and what is the nature and its features of organization behavior. These four things we covered in the last video on organization behavior. In this video we are going to cover on what are the approaches to organizational behavior. So let's begin with the first approach. The first approach here is system approach to organizational behavior. Now first let's understand what is a system approach. Now for example, in an organization I state that there are three levels of management. I would say that it is the top level, next comes the middle level, then comes the lower level of management. Now these three levels combined together are called as an organization. Now I would say that these three levels work in a particular plan, or I would say a particular scheme which they have made, and they work on those basis only. What is their plan, what are their implementations, and how are they supposed to work further, and what they have planned or guided for the next year or something. They work on a particular scheme, right? Now when these three levels of management are working together in an organization, this whole point would be called as system approach. Now they are following a particular system, right? The three levels of management, they're planning towards the organization. This whole thing is a system approach. It might not be present in every organization, but yes, most of the organizations follow the system approach. Various system approaches are available. It's not necessary that you need to have top level, you need to have middle level, and you need to have lower level. It's nothing like that. It's just that I gave an example on it. Now but the whole plan which they have made, the whole plan or the whole scheme which they have made to follow in that organization is called as the system approach. A particular planning is called as the system approach. The system approach to organizational behavior focuses on viewing the organization as an interconnected, interdependent system where each part influences and is influenced by others. Now here each part is influencing, all the three levels are influencing each other, and they are following a particular system, and it is interconnected to each other, they are interdependent to each other. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the organization as a whole and the interactions between its components. What are the interactions which are made between them? Now this is the system approach to organizational behavior. Let's see what are the key principles of it. Key principles of system approach: interdependence and holistic view, environment interaction. Now interdependence would be recognizes the interdependence of various parts in an organization. How one level or one part of the organization is dependent on the other part of the organization. It depends on these. The whole system is entirely dependent on each other. Holistic view considers the organization as a whole system with interconnected elements. As I said, there are three levels of management. It might be the top level, middle level, and the lower level. All these three management are interconnected with each other. They are interly connected and they are interly dependent on each other. Whatever decisions are taken by the top management, it is followed by the middle, and it is also followed by the lower management. Whatever production the lower management is doing, or whatever the task they are doing, is affecting the middle management level and also the top level management level. So they are wholly interly connected with each other. Now next is the environment interaction, emphasizes the organization's interaction with the external environment. Now this part is the internal environment, I would say. Now what is external environment over here? External environment would be the clients or the customers with whom the organization is dealing. Now this organization, how they react or how they talk or they communicate with these clients and customers is also considered in the system approach. Now let's see to the next approach, that is socio-technical approach. What is socio-technical approach? Here socio clearly states human and technical states to the technology term. Technical states to the technology term. Now technology and we humans are internally connected. These days the technology is being changed day on day. We see lot of modern techniques which are being used, and how we humans are reacting to it and how are we implementing those modern technology techniques in our organization. So this approach is for that integration of technology and social systems. This human and technology is internally connected, and this integration is being studied and observed in socio-technical approach to organizational behavior. Now this approach emphasizes optimizing the combined impact of technology and human interactions within the organization. It's a combined impact of technology and human interactions. Now next one would be the job enrichment and teamwork. Focuses on enriching job tasks and encouraging collaboration to improve both socio technical aspects. Now a job has to be enriched, teamwork has to be made. Now day on day modern technologies have been implemented, that needs a lot of work in an organization to team up and implement. That kind of approach is being followed here. Now next is employee participation in decision making. This approach advocates for involving employees in shaping technological and social processes and outcomes. Now here whatever decisions the organization is making on the basis of technology is being considered by their employees. Their decisions are being considered. Now this approach is basically on how a human and the technology is going hand in hand in an organization to earn the objective. Now let's look towards the key principles of it. The key principles of socio-technological approach. The first one would be collaboration. This icon represents teamwork, cooperation with multiple people working together to achieve a common goal. The scene is set an open modern workspace with natural lighting showcasing a dynamic and inclusive work environment. So in this particular principle we notice that how a team is working with each other, how they are interacting with each other, how they are having cooperation with each other. This all things are included in this approach. Now next comes the balance, an image depicting harmony and equilibrium with interconnected gears symbolizing the smooth integration of technological and human aspects. The lighting is warm and evenly distributed, evoking a sense of stability and synergy. Now here a balance should be made between the technology and the human. How these two things are going hand in hand is considered. A correct amount of balance should be maintained so that the organization can achieve its objectives. Now next comes the innovation. Innovation means new ideas, new implements. Now every human is having his own ideas for futuristic elements. The forward thinking is considered. The scene is set in a futuristic laboratory or workshop with bright dynamic lighting to convey a sense of progress and ingenuity. Every human has its own innovative mind, and they can give up many ideas for the organization to achieve its goal. Now let's look for the next approach. The next approach would be the democratic approach to the organization behavior. Now what does the word democratic means? Democracy means equality. Every human being is equal, irrespective of his race, color or anything. So democratic approach in an organization means equality. Participative decision making, encouraging employees to be involved in decision making processes to enhance their sense of ownership and responsibility. Now when in an organization, when we treat a human equally, and when we give him the right of in decision making, it is more easy for a human to be involved and have innovative ideas in it. He doesn't feel any low over there. So it's very important to maintain this equality in an organization. Equality and fairness, emphasizing equitable treatment, mutual respect, and valuing individual contributions in the organization. Whatever contribution is made by an individual is valued. It has been recognized by the organization, so that we give equal importance to everybody in the organization. Now next comes the open communication, fostering a culture of transparency where open dialogue and feedbacks are welcomed and valued. Now here, any human in an organization can go ahead and give feedback on what and how is he feeling. These feedbacks are valued and being looked in an organization. Now this is the major aspect or major approach to organizational behavior. Now let's see what are the key principles of it. Key principles of democratic approach. The democratic approach to organizational behavior emphasizes participative decision making, where employees have a say in the process and policies that affect them, where employees can openly come up and say what is affecting them, what are they feeling, how they want to be in an organization. They can easily come and they can just tell out their feelings. It promotes open communication, empowerment, and teamwork. Key principles also include fair treatment, equality, respect for individual opinions. This approach values diversity, inclusion, fostering a culture of collaboration and mutual trust. If everybody is treated equally, there is a mutual trust which is being built in them. So let's look at the next approach. Contingency approach to organizational behavior. Now what is contingency approach? Contingency approach, in easy words, I would say as changes that are being made time to time. Now every organization undergoes changes from time to time because the world is changing day on day. So situational factors, on what situation, how an individual or how a human is reacting in that organization, is the contingency approach. Situational factors analysis, assessing the current context for understanding the influence on behavior. Now here the human's behavior is studied in detail, that how is he reacting on a particular situation that has come up. How is he reacting, how is he behaving on that particular situation, and what implementations are being made to set right the situation. Now here is response flexibility, adapting to changes and uncertainties while maintaining operational effectiveness. Now we see a lot of changes that are being made from time to time, right? These changes might affect a human. It might affect a human personally, or it might affect his work operational effectiveness. Now we need to look into the factor that how is he adopting these changes and how is he not letting these changes affect his work. Now next would be the environment behavior fit, aligning organizational practices with external and environment demands for success. Now here we have few factors which are influencing an organization in a detail. We would be learning about it in the further videos. Now let's see the key principles to it. Key principles of contingency approach. Environmental dependency, as I said, there are few factors that influence the organizational behavior. It might be the cultural factor, the society factor, or the government factor. We would be learning about them in detail. Fit between organization and environment, adopting the external conditions. How is a human adopting these kind of conditions and how is he accepting these changes is also observed in this approach. Flexibility and adaptability, adjusting strategies as per changing circumstances. How is a human accepting these changes which are made? So let's see the next approach. It is the international approach to organization behavior. Now what is international? The organization might be an MNC, multinational companies where they deal with all over the world with a wide range of various societies available, various people available, various kinds of cultures available. Now how is this approach helping organization behavior? Let's see. It's the cultural diversity. The international approach emphasizes cultural differences and their impact on organizational behavior. It recognizes the need for an flexible and adaptable management. It might be any culture around the world. It's important for a human to adopt this culture in all the ways. Now next is the cross culture communication. As I said, we have various cultures, various people, various societies available all over the world, and how are we accepting them? Are we very good with the other people? That is also a human behavior which is considered an organizational behavior. Let's see to it. It's the cross cultural communication. This approach focuses on effective communication across different cultures, taking into account of language barriers, non-verbal cues, and cultural nonsense. Now it's like uh, all over the world we have various languages available. Now these companies also have to look into these things because this might be a barrier for the organization to grow. But accepting these cultures and accepting these societies with the organization helps it grow more effectively. Global leadership development. It involves developing leaders with a global mindset who understand diverse markets, international regulations, and global business strategies. Now, globally, we have to understand and accept the leadership development where the global mindset allows us to understand what are the various markets present, what are its regulations, and how the business strategies are worked around the world. Let's see what are the key principles to it. The key principles of international approach. The first would be the global perspective. Here we have global mindset. We see a lot of different global markets available, and we go and check what are their decision making approaches, what are the operations that are being made in these global markets. Now next is the cultural intelligence, developing an understanding of diverse culture norms and practices. We have various cultures and languages present all over the world. We understand them and accept them with a diverse cultural norms and practices. We check and we develop them, we accept them. The cross cultural communication, effective exchange of ideas and information across the different cultures. Now international approach is how our organization is dealing all over the world and how are we developing in it. So thank you for watching this video. Here are the approaches for the organizational behavior. Stay tuned. We'll be back with further videos. Do like, share, and subscribe our channel. You can follow us on our Instagram page, that is Preston underscore educational underscore academy. You can follow us over here. Thank you so much.